Hey guys, Randy here at etrailer.com. Today we're taking a look at the Kuat NV 2.04 bike rack. This is a really nice solution for transporting really any type of bike to your favorite destination. It uses a wheel hook that comes down and holds the bike by the wheel. Then we've got a rear wheel strap to keep it from moving back and forth. So essentially without any frame contact at all, even with carbon frame bikes like what we've got here, we've got no worries or no issues. Now overall, when working with customers, they are really impressed with the fit and finish, and so am I. I really like Kuat racks. They seem to stand out as compared to other racks. They have really good fit and finish. They fit together well, and you don't really have to mess with them once you get them installed. They seem to last for a very long time. We've got several of them around the shop here that we've been using for quite a few years, and really no issues. You know, maybe a little chip here or a chip there, but overall they're really nice quality. Now we have the ability to tilt the rack away from the vehicle even when we've got our bikes loaded. That helps us get into the rear hatch. But it's good to support it here at the back side, and that release handle's on the front side. And even with the big wingspan, it's pretty hard to get down there and reach it. So what I recommend, if you have all your bikes loaded, if you've just got 2 bikes loaded, you can kind of lean over and get to it. But with all the bikes loaded, hopefully you brought a friend too, and they can grab that release handle for you while you lower the back down. Now at this point, you can see the bikes are tilted well away from the rear of the vehicle, so in most situations that we run into, you're going to be able to open this rear hatch, get anything in or out of there that you might need. Once you've got it out, close it back up. We'll just lift up on the rear of the rack, get it back in the road-ready position. Now to help ensure this is going to work for your particular bike, we'll go over some of the bike specifications. As far as tires go, for 25 to 29 inch rims, you'll use the rack just how it sits. If you have a 20 to a 24 inch rim, once you have the rack, you can just get a hold of Kuat. They'll send you out one adapter that fills in the wheel hook here. If you need additional ones, maybe you're trying to transport 2 kids' bikes or something, you can pick that up here on our website. Then as far as tire widths go, you can see down to a road bike tire, no issues at all. Then it steps out a little bit and a little bit further. We can go all the way out to 4.8 inches. And then bike weights can be anywhere from 60 pounds to 40 pounds. That's going to depend on whether you're traveling with 2 or with 4. So if you're traveling with 2 bikes, you can have 2 60-pound bikes. If you're going to have 4 bikes, you can have 4 40-pound bikes. Now depending on your biking style, if you hit the trails really hard and you tend to tear something up from time to time, they do have an optional bike work stand that you can put here on the rear. Basically you'll take this bolt out, remove the cap that's on the rear, and place it in. It'll give you an arm there that's going to work with frame sizes anywhere from 3/4 of an inch up to 2.5 inches. Now the security of the NV 2.0 is also something that I really like. Not only do we get to lock the rack to our vehicle so it's not going to disappear when not in use, but each position has a cable lock already built in to secure our bikes. It's located right here in the end. I'm going to pull that out. You can see it's kind of a 2-piece cable. Our lock's going to slide down so we can bring that in and around, loop it back around and secure it. Now this is going to use the same key that we have on our lock core up front. Another nice feature of the NV 2.0 is its ability to tilt up against the rear of the vehicle. When not in use, this is taking up a lot of space that we don't necessarily need to. So for tighter parking areas, parking lots and garages, or just more congested areas, we'll use the same lever that we used to tilt it away from the vehicle. You see it's much more compact. Now a couple measurements that'll be helpful in the folded position to help determine if this is going to work for your vehicle or for your storage space. The first will be from the center of the hitch pin hole to the outermost edge. And there we have right at 18 inches to the end of our knob. So as long as you've got more space than that in your parking spot or from the center of your hitch pin hole to your garage door, should be able to get it in there without any problem. Next one will be the closest point. It'll be about right there. It's going to be at 8 inches. So as long as your hitch pin hole doesn't sit further in from the outer edge of your bumper by 8 inches, you'll be in good shape. Should fit without any interference in this position. Next set will be when it's tilted down. It's going to be the total length that we're adding to the rear. And from the center of our hitch pin hole there to the very back side, be about 55.5 inches. And our closest point then will be right there. That's right at 11. Now, as far as the installation process goes, you want to slide it into your receiver tube just enough to line up the pinhole that's on the shank with the pinhole in your receiver tube opening. Once those are lined up, we're just going to slide through our pin, secure it on the other side with the lock, and put the dust cover on just to keep that cylinder protected. Kind of a tight fit. Then we'll come to the rear where we have our knob. You can see how loose that bike rack is before we tighten this down. So what we want to do, I like to kind of wiggle it side to side just a little bit. It's going to take up all that room. See, once it's secure, everything's nice and solid. We're not going to have to worry about all that movement and all that noise with our bikes loaded. Now for loading the bikes, we'll bring it down into the platform position. I'm just going to lift on our handle here. Then we're going to lift on our arm, push in our lever right there, bring that arm up, open it up. Release our strap there. We can place on our bike. Remember, if you're going to load up multiple ones, you want to start with the heaviest one first. Just going to place that down and on. We want our front wheel to rest all the way down in our cradle. Bring our hook up and over, and we're going to position this as close as we can to our front fork without making any contact with the bike or maybe brake caliper if you have one up there. Once that's secure, we just secure the rear wheel with the strap. You can see with this being able to slide in and out, that's what gives us the capability to handle so many different wheelbases of bike. Slide that down and in. Load up whatever you've got left.
Here on our test course, we'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action. This simulates turning corners or evasively maneuvering. Once we get to the alternating speed bumps, we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or pothole or driving over uneven pavement. Once we get to the full speed bumps, we'll see the up and down action. This will be just like driving in and out of a parking lot, parking garage, or driveway.
So overall, guys, when working with customers, they really have nothing but good to say about it. Maybe at 83 pounds, it's a little bit heavy, but for a 4-bike platform style rack, it's kind of on the lower side. This is definitely a rack that can get any type of bike out where you want to go up to that 48-inch wheelbase, and I think you'll really enjoy it.